Hello everybody, welcome to Gettysburg, the Tide Turns. I'm Paradox Gamer, thank you for joining me here. So this is the new game from Slytherin, and the game comes out tomorrow, so I've been lucky enough to get a copy here today, and I would like to show you the game. I have played a single mission, just to not be completely blank. So what we see here is I hope the music is not you see, this is game I already played. I hope the music is not too loud. I've played it, I've turned it down as much as I could, so I hope that's fine. Anyway, let's start a new game here. So in this game you have several options. You can play the full campaign, which is 3 days of battle, or approximately 30 so turns. You can play the first day, you can play the second day, you can play the third day, and then you have some smaller missions, which is Pickett's Charge, which is only the charge that you can play, and the best 3 hours, which is the Confederate attack on the Round Top, which is also just for a few hours. I just played the first day, and I think I'm gonna go straight for the campaign. In the campaign, there's some options between the days. There's a night section where you can heal wounded units and so forth. So I haven't tried that yet, but let's dig into it and see what we can do here. So there are 3 difficulties, and I usually play on the middle. So I'm gonna go with the 2-star AI difficulty here. I'm gonna play as the Confederate because they lost the battle in real life, so it's always a challenge to try and see if you can swing the battle around. I might play the Union afterwards, could be fun as well. But let's check out the Confederates. Alright, again I hope the sounds are not too loud. When I'm done recording this, I will just check it out to see if it should be okay. Anyway, campaign turn 1 to 31. From a hasty meeting engagement, Gettysburg rapidly expands into an epic battle. The second day, Lee sends Longstreet to the right and attacks Little Round Top, nearly rolling up the Union line. The third day, Lee launches a headlong assault against the Union center. Pickett's Charge. The rest is history. Right, so the Confederate victory, we need to conquer 2 objective hexes, and currently we hold 0. So as far as I know, the computer will check every day to see if I am meeting the requirements. So if I have 2 objectives at the end of day 1, I think the game will end there, but I'm not completely sure about that. The USA victory, have more VPs than the CSA, currently 0 to 6. I don't know why I start with 6 victory points, but apparently I do. Yeah, here we see it. Attention, victory status is evaluated at the end of turn 11, which is basically the end of day 1. So if I have more points than the USA, the Bluecoats, and I hold 2 objectives, then I will win. That's how I see it, anyway. Or we have an equal amount of victory points, because the USA needs more. Alright, let's continue. So, this is the turn 1. We can see that which units are currently in play. For the Bluecoats, we have the 1st Corps, and for the Confederates, we have 3rd Corps currently on the battlefield. So, just hit continue, and then the game randomly chooses which one goes first. In this case, it's the USA 1st Corps. And so we just hit continue, and let's see what they do. We can see that we zoom in a little bit here. That, yeah, I have to be in my own turn to move around the map. So let's click Heth, 3rd Corps. Right, so to start with, we need to get on the map. We have Archer. He's got experienced units with 4 strength points. And Davies is raw with 8 strength points. So experienced is better than raw. I think it goes from inexperienced to raw to experience to veteran to elite and elite plus, if I remember correctly. Let's get the experienced archer, and as you can see here, we can move around the map. The circles indicate where I can go, and the blue line indicates the direction that I'm moving in. And since we're moving along the road here, we can get quite far. Get all the way up here to Hare's Tavern. And if I zoom out a little bit, we can see where the blue coats are currently situated. They're on McPherson's Ridge, guarding the bridge. And if I get to Hare's Tavern, they will be able to shoot at me with this artillery piece here. But probably won't do much damage. So let's get all the way over here. There we go. And let's also get Davies in, and he will move up behind. So, just checking out the map now, we have I have to click commit to get to the next turn, so we can take a look here. We got roads, we got railroads, we got hills. I don't know if you can see this white dotted line. That's the crest line of the hill. This is on the hill, and this darker shade is off the hill. This is Hare's Ridge. We have a wooded area, which is the green. There's also forest, which is the darker green, as you can see here on Oak Hill. There are streams. There's a stream coming through here. Streams take longer to get through if you don't use a road or a ford. And of course, attacking across a stream is also bad, so to speak. Right, and then we have Gettysburg itself, which is the town, and fighting in the town is not as good as in open ground. What we can see up here is the objectives. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 objectives, and I need to hold 2 of those at the end of any given day. So, if we zoom in on the enemy, we get some information. This here is Devon. The name is the name of the general in charge of the unit. So General Devon, this is a cavalry unit. And it's veteran quality, which is pretty good. It's kind of in the middle. And strength 5 out of 5. So 5 strength point for Devon. We got Gamble over here, which is elite, so that's a much better unit. It also has 6 strength points rather than 5. So Gamble cavalry unit here is better. And then there's a single strength point of elite quality artillery unit. And then over here we got the US First Corps with the Iron Brigade, which is elite plus. That's the best unit you can get in the game with 8 strength points. And Cutler, which is the veteran, also 8 strength points. These are pretty good units, I should say. And this star here indicates where they enter from off map. So they enter from here, and I enter from down here. This is the whole map. We can see a little round top, a big round top. We got Cemetery Ridge, Cemetery Hill, Culp's Hill, Seminary Ridge. This is where most of the fighting took place in the real battle. Right across here. North is to the left. Or is it to... I'm not sure actually which way is north. Doesn't matter anyway, because this is the battle that we have to fight on. Anyway, let's move on. So we'll just click commit and we get to turn 2. So now we got more units The US have the cavalry and first corps. They also have a combat chit. We got Heth, we got artillery reserve, which is 14th corps, and we also got a combat chit. So these chit come in a random order. For example, if the first chit drawn is the CSA combat chit, then nothing will happen because I'm not in a position to attack. If Heth comes up first, then I can move Heth units. So it's kind of random who moves first, and that's that actually makes this game quite fun because you don't know exactly how the battle is going to turn out. In case one of the sides have the initiative in one of the turns, you get to decide whether you want to commit to combat or not. So for example, if I had the initiative, which I do not have on this turn, but if I did, I would have to choose to initiate combat or go to random, and I can do that forever through that turn. So we'll see which one starts out. That goes to First Corps, US Blue Coat First Corps, which we have over here. You can see them moving forward. Oh. Iron Brigade moves up the road. We got Baxter coming in, infantry. We got artillery coming in. Paul is coming in. And Cutler is moving up the road as well. Oh, and there's somebody down here as well. So now Heth. Let's just go down and see what came in here. Well, this is Biddle. First Corps, infantry raw units. Let's see what else they got here. Paul is 6 strength experienced. Baxter is 6 strength experienced, and the artillery's got 6 strength veteran. So these guys down here, raw, they are the weakest units of them all. So now we got Heth. That means we can actually move up to the enemy before the attack chit. Now the cavalry here, these are both cavalry, they will be able to scramble, to get out of the way. They usually will do that facing infantry. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my infantry up towards the cannon, facing the cannon. And then my bet is that the cavalry will move out of the way, and then I have to battle it out with the artillery. Probably will take some losses from that, but I should also be able to annihilate that artillery piece completely. Also from 3rd Corps we have 2 reinforcements coming in. That is Backenborough, something like that, with 3 strength trained. Trained is above raw, so it's raw, trained, experienced, veteran, elite, elite plus, I think. Anyway, Pettigrew with veteran units. Let's move them up here. And this guy here, Backenborough, come up behind. So those are all the 4 units that we have now moved. Commit, and then it's USA combat. That means we will have combat initiated here. Things are not going well. Let me just explain in a second what happens here. Let's see if they advance forward. Okay, so the way combat works is when you move into the zone of control of enemy units. Why don't they advance? The enemy gets a free shot at you, and when that shot has been executed, they will shoot at each other with any remaining strength. Why don't they move? Oh, I have to click commit. So what happened is I took quite a lot of losses on that initial fire, and I ended up shattering one of my units. I did get the artillery piece out of the way. Okay, I think it's stuck. Right, can I save the game maybe? Only during your movement turns. Okay. Yeah, so I think I have had this happen to me once before. When the enemy is to advance, it's not doing anything. Let me zoom out if there's something else. Nothing else I can click on. I cannot click undo either. Alright, let's try and go to main and continue. Alright, looks like we went back a little bit. So do I want to do that again? I'm thinking probably not. We can do it another way then. Now that we got the opportunity to do something else. Let's get these elite cavalry out of the way, right? And then just move over here with these guys. And over here with these guys. So we have crossed the stream. And we are not facing the elite cavalry over here. That's probably a better proposition. Get my reinforcements forward. And commit. Alright, USA combat. So again, I'm taking damage from moving into their zone of control, and then we'll fight it out. Take another damage on each. And I deal some damage in return, thereby shattering the artillery. This time I did not shatter my own units, but I did get to move back, and the enemy cavalry moves forward. Alright, so now 14th Corps. Let me just see if I can save it here. Yeah, autosave. Override, whatever, yes. Alright. Just in case something bad happens again. So we got more artillery coming in. And we'll move it over here. So we did get the enemy artillery. I should probably explain this. This is demoralized units. When they are still on the map, but only as an outline, they're demoralized, and they can come back up if you rest the unit for a full turn without any combat occurring. Once you actually lose use pips, so to speak, then they're gone forever. For example, Archer here, he was a 3 strength point to start with, now he's 2. So he's completely lost 1. And Davies has 2 demoralized ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think he started with 8 as well, I'm not sure. So he might, oh, we can see that 5 out of 7, 2 out of 2, 4 out of 6. I think this one started with 7. So probably lost 1, and 2 of them are demoralized. When you're demoralized, you're out of the game until you get your morale back up. So now it's CSA combat. There is no combat, so that's just skipped. Now the blue coat cavalry can move. They move back up the hill. Now we enter turn 3. So now the US got 11 Corps coming in. We are unchanged. Now we start with US combat, there's nothing of that. CSA combat, nothing of that. So this is a little bit random, as you can tell, how things pan out. Let me just go through some of the menu options here. You can see in the calendar when you get new units. So we are all the way down here. So we are going to get more artillery reserve on turn 4, and we're going to get Pender's 7th Corps in as well on turn 4. And the blue coats will get 11 Corps, more units from the 11 Corps in there. So here you can see when units are arriving. As you can see later in the game, or around mid-game, the blue coats are getting a lot of units, and Confederates are not. So as a Confederate, you need to act quickly and get into the fray. Turn status, here you can see we have already spent these 2 chits, both of the combat chits. It's currently artillery reserve chit. The blue coats still have all 3 remaining chits here, and I have half still remaining, but no combat will occur. Victory status is just, I have 34 points, the USA got 8. Taking out the artillery apparently gives a lot of points. Let's move the artillery up to here, where it can actually take shots. And then 11 Corps. They're coming in from up here. Heth. That means I can move my infantry up. Alright, let's see. These guys are veteran. I need to get these guys off the hill so I can advance. Yeah, so let's move these guys up here. Move these guys up here. And these guys up here. So I'm leaving Davies behind so he can get some strength points back from these 2 depleted units. The others will make a front against the Devon cavalry, and the artillery is also there, but there's no combat, remember, so probably nothing's gonna happen. They can move now. And they didn't move though. Maybe they cannot disengage. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, 1st Corps is moving. They'll probably head to the Cemetery Ridge or something like that. Now they're going for the Seminary Ridge. They got a lot of units here. Yeah, they're moving up Seminary Ridge. And they got even more units coming in here. Stone. Alright. That takes us to turn 4. Now we got Pender coming in. 7 Corps. And it's unchanged up here. So 1st Corps starts out. US 1st Corps moving up. So they are kind of forming a line here, which is a weird place to do that. The cavalry now is still engaged. The artillery, we got more artillery coming in, so let's get them up here. I can't see anything from there though. Artillery got a range of 4 hexes, so if I put them here, 1, 2, 3, 4, they wouldn't be able to shoot over there anyway. These guys here, I'm not gonna move. And as we can see, Davies has regained 1 strength point, so if he stays for 1 more turn, he will regain the other one as well. The cavalry did not regain because they're in a defensive position against there's enemy units in the zone of control, and if there are, you cannot regain. I will not move the artillery. It's fine in that position. Let's commit to that. And then we got Pender coming in. So let's see, you got Lane with veteran units, Perrin with veteran units, Scales with veteran units, and Thomas with experienced units. Let's get Lane in first, all the way up here. Perrin goes to there. Scales. And finally Thomas. And how much do I have left here? Alright, we still got the combat chits, and I got Heth, and they have 11 Corps still to go. Well, let's commit. So Heth can now move before we commit to combat. but we're also locked in here, so it would have been nicer if we had the combat chit first and then got to move. This way I can't really do anything, so it's a whole movement point wasted. So that's the ups and downs of this system. You don't always get to do what you want. We simply have to just commit. And then we'll probably get a combat chit. There we go. And the cavalry decides to move out of the way. Now, when you got artillery in range, you can select bombardment. We'll of course do that. Might as well. And we commit to that bombardment, causing no damage. Now the 11 Corps can move up here. I feel heavily outnumbered here. So the blue coats are going to get to the ridge first, there's no doubt about it. And I have to wrestle it from them. Finally, USA combat, there's nothing there. So that was quite a wasted turn if you look at how the chits came down. I didn't get to shoot at the cavalry, and I didn't get to move either. So the US have moved further on towards the ridge, and I'm still stuck down here. Can I save from here? Oh, that doesn't look right. Alright, what if I click here now? No, I can't save. We have to wait until it's my turn. 11 Corps has to move first. And there's just endless amounts of blue coats coming in. I don't know why they're deciding to stay down here in the bottom. Yeah, I would have gone onto the ridge. And now the cavalry can move out of the way. It didn't. US combat is nothing. And now I can move. Let's see what's left of the chits here. Yeah, I got all my chits left, and they still got first corps to move. And I need to save the game. Oh, it already turned. It already saved. New save. Let's do a new save here. I don't know, campaign. Back. Menu. And we're good to go. So I think I'm gonna put a break in here, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you want to come back and see how this battle develops. It's quite interesting. And hope to see you next time. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.